Someone once said that to achieve success in your field, you have to find the drudgery enjoyable. And I think there's a lot in that. I sit and spend lots of time studying scores, writing scores, looking into where I might be able to find material that's been lost, mislaid. I think Colin Davis said, conductors are paid to sit at home and think about the music. And a lot of the most important work that one does is just sitting there thinking and planning and absorbing the music. When you're planning a program like this, there are so many things which come into play. Because it's very easy to be too close to something, to spend weeks and weeks looking at the detail and to be missing something fairly obvious. As I did actually last year when we did the Broadway sound, in the final rehearsal, the drummer came up to me and he said, you need to end the first half with Slaughter on 10th Avenue and swap that with 7.5 Cents, which was originally the finale of the first act. And I just hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen what was obvious. It would bring the house down. For years, audiences have been starved of light entertainment at its best. And when I say at its best, I'm not saying I'm the best at what I do, but I do take it very seriously. And I take as much care over presenting a Fred Astaire dance number as others would a Brahms German Requiem. For the past 5 years, we've done takes on various different sorts of musicals, stage musicals, film musicals, and I felt that change of emphasis this year would be no bad thing. I think quite a lot of the early composers, the pioneers, were real composers. Miklos Rozsa, Korngold, they wrote concert music, concertos, operas, and then they happened to find themselves with nice movie contracts which gave them a big fat livelihood. The Robin Hood Suite, I think, is one of his strongest scores. Like so many pieces in this concert, it doesn't sound to me like music written for a movie. They're set pieces which are used in films. With Korngold, Max Steiner is the sound of those 1940s Warner's movies, particularly the melodramas with Humphrey Bogart.
All right, Major, you asked for it.
And without his sweeping, melodramatic, Wagnerian-inspired music, I don't think those pictures would pack half the punch. For the past 5 years, we've given programmes which have been based around songs, and I didn't want the orchestra just to become a sort of backing band for singers. However great those singers are, and however much we love the material, there are other things that we can and should be doing. The setup of my orchestra is the old Hollywood studio orchestra, a symphony orchestra with a dance band in the middle. And these luscious Hollywood film scores, which are very well known, provide us with an opportunity to really show the orchestra off. Quite a lot of the players in the orchestra have been asking for years to have a go at the Tom and Jerry cartoon scores, which are by a brilliant man called Scott Bradley. I do think that these players have made a rod for their own backs to a certain extent, because it's terribly difficult music to play. It's right on the edge of sort of playability. I don't know if we'll be able to play it. It's so fast, some of it, but we'll give it our best shot. Yeah, I'm excited. We're all excited. And it'll be on the edge, but why play safe?
Well, only a matter of moments now until John Wilson comes back on stage to begin part 2 of tonight's Hollywood Rhapsody Prom. There's still a week of the prom season ahead. We've got the last night of the proms live on BBC Two and BBC One on Saturday the 7th of September. Lots more to come tonight, though. We've got Ben-Hur, we've got Tom and Jerry. But first, we're off to the Wild West with Jerome Morose's suitably epic score to The Big Country from 1958. Morose was something of a one-hit wonder, but the music he created for this film, with the dream casting of Gregory Peck, Gene Simmons and Charlton Heston, would forever be associated with westerns. He wrote it for a huge orchestra of over 90 players. And so tonight, the full forces of the John Wilson Orchestra will be unleashed to bring this score to life. And here he comes, John Wilson, to conduct the John Wilson Orchestra in The Big Country by Jerome Morose. The Big Country by Jerome Morose. Sparkling performance by the John Wilson Orchestra. And a great start to the second half of this Hollywood Rhapsody Prom. Next, we have a classic score to a classic film. Max Steiner's unforgettable music from Casablanca.